What's going on, YouTube family? It's your boy Garrett, back with another video. In today's video, I want to go over my journey this year of growing my eBay store back up to where it was before and beyond. Currently, I am at a total of $55,883 in sales in the last rolling 90 days. I'm not sure if that's going to zoom in quite well enough, but we will get a screenshot up on the screen for you guys. If you're new to the channel, my name's Garrett. I primarily make content on this channel about selling on Amazon. I do upwards of $3 million per year with the arbitrage business model on Amazon. And I do have a bit of a past selling on eBay before this year. I sold a ton during the pandemic. I'm primarily in the sneaker and apparel category on Amazon, and I was selling primarily sneakers back in the pandemic. And that's when you could kind of just walk into a Nike outlet, you know, throw a rock, and any shoe it lands on, you can make 30, 40, 50 bucks profit selling it on eBay. So back in the pandemic days, I was making a lot of money selling on eBay. I was probably doing about 30 grand a month with pretty high margins. So, and it was just extra cash coming in, right? But this year I kind of wanted to get back into eBay, right? And I kind of want to give you 6 different things that helped me scale up to the 55,000 in the last 90 days. I have 640 total active items. I have 748 sold over the last 90 days. So that's a pretty healthy sell-through rate over the last 90 days for an eBay store. For those of you who saw on eBay, you know that's pretty good. And I kind of want to just share my experiences and what I have learned, you know, in the last 10, 11 months of getting back into the flow of eBay stuff. And just so you guys know, the only reason I got back into eBay is because I have so many relationships I've built in my Amazon business. I have a lot of access to inventory that I see and opportunities to buy this inventory, but it's just not listed on Amazon, right? So I'm always passing up on a lot of good selling shoe models, good colorways that for whatever reason just aren't on Amazon. So I figured, why not start scaling up eBay again? Great profit margins, so on and so forth. So in this video, I want to give you my 6 best tips that I've learned so far this year and kind of how these tips are going to help me scale up to, you know, hopefully $50,000 months on eBay. So the first tip I have for you eBay sellers is volume, right? The more products you have listed in your eBay store, the more products you are more likely to sell. The more products customers have the opportunity to buy from you, right? So your main focus every single day should be, how am I going to get more quality items that have great sell-through rate into my storefront on eBay, available for customers to purchase? Now, consistency really is the key in this, right? Or sometimes, you know, there's ups and downs in reselling, right? There's ups and downs in sourcing opportunities, right? So when sourcing opportunities are good, you need to take advantage. But at the end of the day, if you want to grow your eBay business, the 2 ways you can do that with your inventory is constantly having a new flow of inventory, or having items in your eBay store that you can replenish and sell over and over again. So those are the 2 things. If you're selling onesies and twosies, you need to have a constant flow of inventory coming in, and you can do this by building relationships with people that you meet out in the field. That just takes time, you know, over a while of doing this, right? You're not going to build these relationships overnight, but getting out there, being consistent in your product sourcing, constantly finding new items and bringing new items into your eBay store is what's going to help you grow your overall revenue, sales, and profit, okay? Or, like I said, you can go more towards the model of finding replens that you can sell over and over again and continuing to bring in more replens as you find them. Now, the second thing I want to share with you guys in this video that's super important when it comes to selling on eBay is your product photography, right? The main thing people are looking at, what gets them to even click on your listing, is your photo, right? So your main photo, you want that to be top tier, as good as you can do. It clearly states what the product is. There's no questions about it. It's not blurry. You know, you're not doing it at a lighting where it kind of doesn't show the right color of what the product is. You want your main photo to clearly describe and show through a visual of what you're selling, right? That's what's going to get people to click on your listing, right? Is your front photo. Now, you want to tell a story about your item through your photos, right? Most people, when they're shopping, and this has been proven through data of online shopping, is they're looking through the photos to see what type of an item is it, what type of quality is it in, what are they getting from when they're purchasing this item, right? So for example, for a pair of shoes, right, I do a lot of footwear on eBay. I'm showing pictures of the shoe from different angles, the top of it, the bottom of it, each side of it, the back and the front of it. I'm showing if it has extra laces. I'm showing what the shoebox size is. I'm clearly representing what the product is that's for sale to the customer so they can easily click through the photos on eBay and see exactly what they're purchasing. And another tip of adding to, being able to tell the story and help the customer make a buying decision through your photos is for clothing and shoes, I always put a size graph as one of the photos, right? It's the main photo. My second photo is a size graph. Now, why do I do that, right? I have customers that could be from a different country that they don't understand, the differences between a US size and a UK size, or they don't know the differences between a woman's size and a men's size. So I clearly have a size chart as a photo so they can clearly say, hey, a woman's size 8 is this size in a men's, because sometimes shoe models are only for men's or for women's, but they want to know, hey, if I wear an 8 in women's, can I buy a size 7.5 in men's or a size 7 in men's? What's going to fit me, right? So I give them all the information they need and are likely to need about the product through the photo. So that's my second tip to you guys when selling on eBay. And that goes for any product, right? It could be toys, it could be beauty. Any type of information that you can present through your photos is going to benefit you in the long run. Now, the third tip I have for you guys trying to grow your eBay business is make sure you try to list every single day. Now, if you have to hold off listings, put them in drafts and launch them throughout the week, that's one thing. But if you can consistently have new listings going up every single day, I don't know what it is about it. I haven't done the hard data research of why this happens, but I always know that I get more sales when I'm listing frequently, like every single day, right? And you have the big eBay YouTubers that preach that's super important, is listening every single day. I've gone from having hot sales one week, I'm done listing, I'm not gonna list for a week, take it easy, bam, my sales go to crap. Then once I start cranking the listing back up consistently, the sales start picking back up to where they were before. So I don't know what it is about the eBay algorithm, but they definitely like activity on eBay accounts. So listing, being very vigilant and active with replying to your customers, repricing your product, just any way to be active on an eBay account. I feel like that helps the algorithm. Shipping on time, shipping every single day. I feel like all that stuff helps a lot, but listing every single day is going to be your best friend when it comes to consistent sales. And my fourth tip to you guys is pricing, right? You want to be competitively priced, not priced. Pretty much how this works in online sales, the reason Amazon crushes every single person online is because they are typically the cheapest priced, or they match the cheapest price on the entire internet. They provide great customer service, so on and so forth. So when it comes to eBay, if you want to sell stuff fast and have a high sell-through rate and not be sitting on shit for a ton of time, right? Just having stuff piling up. If you want to actually sell through stuff and make money and not be an item collector and just wait years for it to sell, you need to price your products the right way. Now, how you determine how to price your products is, one, what's the sell-through rate of that item? Click over the sold listings. How many has it sold in the last 90 days? How many are currently listed? You do the math on that, that's your sell-through rate. So if 90 are listed and 90 have sold in the last 90 days, that means you have 100% sell-through rate over a 90-day period for that item, okay? So what you want to do is, if there's a ton of products that has 100% sell-through rate, you don't have to be the cheapest priced item for that item, right? Because the sell-through rate's so good, with 90 being listed right now, if you have two people priced at 50 and everyone else is priced above 65, the smart idea is to price at 65 and let those cheapies sell out and wait to get that higher profit margin. But on the other hand, if a product says, let's say it sells 400 times in 90 days, but there's 1,500 listed, right? A lot of people look at that item and go, man, that's just a horrible sell-through rate, 30% sell-through rate. I'm just not gonna sell that item. But 500 sold in the last 90 days, and everyone making those sales are the lower priced items. So on an item like that, you wanna be priced more competitively on the lower end to make sure you're getting in on that group of sales. So pricing on eBay is very simple. Just look at sell-through rate, make sure you are priced competitively. Also check other websites like Amazon, like if you're selling shoes, other footwear websites. Does Amazon have this shoe in stock? What are they selling it for? Do other footwear websites have this shoe in stock? What are they selling it for? If you can beat every price on the internet and still be profitable, you are going to sell that item if it's in demand. So pricing, pricing, pricing. Make sure you are properly priced on all the products you have on your eBay store. And every 30 days, once your listing goes to where it's going to renew for another 30 days, I suggest going into your listings, for that day, doing some more price analysis if they haven't sold, and then repricing based on, you know, that 30-day day period. Tip number 5 is listing optimization. Now, one thing I've really learned about listing optimization on eBay is you want to include as many keywords that are relevant to the item you're selling as possible. And that doesn't have to be like common sense keywords. There's a lot of niches out there where there's slang used and there's different words that they say within a certain kind of group of type of products. Like there's different types of words in the vintage category that the average American or the average everyday person isn't going to know what they even mean, but people that are shopping for vintage clothing know what it means. In footwear, you know, if I have a pair of running shoes, right, I might put sneaker, running, those are 2 keywords, sneaker, running, shoe, workout. I'm looking for keywords that tie into what the product is and kind of the culture around that product, if that makes sense. So you want to make sure your title is filled with a bunch of keywords, as many as possible. Max out the keywords in your title. You want your product description to, again, mention more keywords, properly describe what the product is, so on and so forth. And you want to make sure you're adding all the proper attributes in all the click downs inside of your listing. Whether it's sizing, you want to include, you know, UK sizing, EU sizing, whatever it is, right? Colors, what type of material is it made out of? What type of activity is this for? Is it for running, workout, CrossFit? And again, I'm just kind of referencing the footwear and apparel category because that's what I sell in. But the same thing goes. You want to put as much relevant information on your listing because in the end, that's going to help it rank higher for different search terms that people are looking for so they can actually find your product and buy it. So listing optimization is super important. I recommend the more information you can provide that's relevant to your product, the better. And last but not least, the 6th tip I have for you guys for growing your eBay store is customer experience, right? Customer service. And what I mean by this is you want to have policies for your customers that make customers feel comfortable buying from you. So for example, Amazon, you know, they offer, you know, returns, they offer all this stuff that makes customers happy to purchase from them. So that you want to do the same thing on eBay. You don't have to offer like crazy free returns, just damage the item like they can do on Amazon and accept the return for free. You don't have to do that, but you want to make the customers feel comfortable purchasing from you. So you want to make sure all the kind of rule sets you have for your eBay store make the customer feel comfortable enough to purchase that item from you. And not only that, you want to make sure whatever you have for your shipping settings, are you going to ship it in 2 business days, 3 business days? What's your handling time? You want to make sure you're fulfilling that promise that you have advertised to the customer, right? If a customer does have to return an item for some reason, make sure you provide them with a great experience because trust me, getting up to, you know, a top-rated seller on eBay, having good reputation. I have a ton of repeat customers that purchase from me every single month, new shoes every month. I always see repeat customer, repeat customer. I've had people that have purchased over 50 pairs of shoes that are bulk buyers in another country because they trust me. They know I deliver the product I have advertised. I deliver what I say the product is. I ship these products on time. I package them safely. They always get to the customer. And if there's any issues, I go above and beyond to make sure that the customer is taken care of. So that goes a long way in any business. So customer service, customer service, customer service. Again, there are going to be people that try to take advantage of you on eBay and will take advantage of you, but it's not worth it to get a ding on your eBay account over a $10, $20 profit. Trust me, I used to be petty. I used to be like, no way, I'm letting this person take advantage of me. I'm not helping them out at all, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, eBay takes their side. I get a ding on my account. I go from top rated to standard seller. And I'm like, damn, I'm paying more in fees now. I don't have top rated seller, so on and so forth. So customer service, providing a great customer experience. If you can do that, that's how you build your reputation and your brand on eBay. So those are the 6 tips I have for you guys in this video. Now I could definitely make some actual tutorials about, you know, all these topics of like actually showing you examples of what I mean. If you guys want more eBay content, down below. I know a lot of you are Amazon sellers and probably have no interest in eBay, but I am selling a lot on eBay nowadays, so I don't mind bringing you into that aspect of my business. I've learned a ton, and I feel like I'm doing fairly well. I have great margins, great sell-through rate, starting to get a good idea of what I'm doing on the eBay platform. Now I just have to get more inventory listed. I think I could pretty easily get to 50 and even I think by the end of next year, 2025, I could be doing 100K months on eBay. It's just gonna come down to space, right? I gotta figure out the space problem because footwear on eBay's, they're big products, so you gotta store it all, but I know exactly how to get there and what I have to do, and I'd love to bring you guys along for that journey. So if you guys have any questions about the content in this video, leave me a comment. If you're new to the channel, we'd love to have you here as a part of the family. Hit that subscribe button, and that's gonna wrap it up for this one, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.